Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Santa Barbara. So good to see some essential people in the room today. And for those of you who are watching online, we know that there are other channels you could be watching. And we are so happy and so very grateful that you are with us right now, sharing this time together. So the daily word today is light. And the affirmation is, the light of God surrounds us, something that we say every Sunday. When darkness casts shadows in my life or in the life of someone I care about, I call upon the divine light that lives within me and expresses as me. Just as the light of the sun illuminates the sky, the light of God illuminates my mind, brightens my soul, and warms my heart. Even during life's darkest moments, the light of God is always shining within me, just as it shines within all people. Basking in this light, I find strength and power to lift myself up. Through acts of service and loving kindness, I can be the light that helps guide others through any darkness they may be facing. Every smile, kind word, thoughtful deed, or offer of help has the potential to brighten someone's day. And from Scripture, they rise in the darkness as a light for the upright. They are gracious, merciful, and righteous. And that is from Psalm 112, verse 4. So the light of God surrounds us. So it does, and so it is. Oh, thank you, Woody. I feel that music down in my soul. Yeah, thank you. At Unity of Santa Barbara, we do have a vision, a mission, our core values, and our statement of faith. Our vision is what we see for the world. It is something that we see in the future, but we also see it unfolding in the present moment. So let's affirm our vision together. Centered in divine love, we celebrate a kind and awakened world filled with peace, abundance, and joy. And our mission is what we want to do to support and promote our vision for the world. We want to do these things as a congregation and also as individuals in the world. So let's affirm our mission together. We inspire, educate, and serve to awaken our oneness with Spirit. And our core values are what we are and what we strive to be as we fulfill our mission. And so let's remember these together. We are community. We are abundance. We are love. We are God-centered. We are inclusive. And we are living consciously. And yes, we are. And then our statement of faith really is the cornerstone of who we are as a faith community and represents our deep connection to our divinity and to the divinity and the love within each one of us. So let's say this together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the infinite, living, loving presence of God. So let's just take a moment to breathe into these words. Allow them to penetrate into your consciousness and into your heart. And allow me to say them one more time. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the infinite, living, loving presence of God. Just breathe into that idea, that consciousness of oneness. Know this as the truth of who you are and who we are together. One with God, one with each other. And so it is. Amen. Okay, well, I want to thank everyone who's in support of our service today. Huge shout out goes to our AV team because I know how hard you guys have been working behind the scenes to really notch it up. That's all I'm going to say about that, but they know what I mean. And our music team, Woody, thank you for being here today, and everyone else who is, everyone else who is supporting and holding the space for our service today. Today's flowers are dedicated today by the Unity of Santa Barbara board and staff with this dedication. For Reverend Cathy, with deep appreciation and love, with your bright smile, gentle spirit, wisdom, and humor, you have touched our hearts as you guided us through an unusual time of transition. You are part of our Unity of Santa Barbara family, and you will always have a home here with us. Yes. And I'd also like to invite our board president, Allison Jordan, up to say a few words.
We'll stand like, am I good if I'm standing here with the sound? Okay. Well, these are for you. So I was thinking about what I wanted to say on behalf of the board and the whole congregation to Reverend Cathy. And what I thought about was what you shared with me when Reverend Larry asked Reverend Cathy to help as an interim transitional minister. He called her up and said, yeah, we're looking for someone to help out, maybe for a month or so. Well, a year and a half later, you were our glue. Really, you've been our glue through all of this because there's been so much change. And little did we know that we would be going through a pandemic without a senior minister, but we had you. And when I think about even like the daily word today, when I feel like divine light, it just comes through you so naturally. It's been so amazing to have your presence and divine light guiding us and your wisdom. And I will always think of there is not a spot where God is not. I will always think of you. Yeah, so thank you. We're really going to miss you, but we know you're right around over the hill. Yes.
Indeed.
Not far. So anyway, we just want to give you our deepest thanks.
Thank you so much. It has been a joy. It has been a joy. Thank you. Thank you. And I love working with you too. You're such a joy. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. This has been good.
Beautiful flowers and a beautiful, beautiful, heartful moment. Okay, well, speaking of ministers, our new senior minister, Reverend Heidi Alfrey, arrives this week. I'm actually going to pick her up down at LAX. And we will have her next Sunday to talk as our new minister. That will be her first Sunday talk. And seeing how our services are online only at this time, we will have a, quote, second service next Sunday in our courtyard as an opportunity for us to welcome Reverend Heidi in person, abiding, of course, by pandemic protocols. Sherry, you had to put that pandemic protocols in there. Mm-hmm. It's hard to say. And then, even though this is Reverend Cathy's last Sunday with us, she will be with us one more appearance during World Day of Prayer. It's the 27th Annual World Day of Prayer on September 9th and 10th. This year it will be an online-only event, and these activities and events will be live streamed from Unity Village as well as from our own sanctuary. And there will be a Zoom event also. Prayer list may be emailed to prayer@santabarbaraunity.org, or you can go online on our website, and you can also visit unity.org/WDOP, World Day of Prayer, for more information. And I think that's all of the announcements. So now this is the time in our service when we bless our financial gifts. So I was thinking about this yesterday and how important Unity of Santa Barbara is to me and to all of us, and how I know that we are all longing to be back here together. And why is that? It's because the mission of Santa Barbara is to be a source of inspiration. It's a place to be educated, to learn more about unity principles and spiritual ideals, and also to serve. And that is what the mission of this church is. And as the church gives inspiration and education and provides service to us, we give back. It's this never-ending flow of giving and receiving and giving and receiving. So in the spirit of giving and in the spirit of receiving, let's bless our financial gifts now with these words. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, and all that I share.
You can't go wrong with that. That was amazing. That was amazing. I heard someone describe 2020 as having an argument with someone who keeps trying to leave the room and then comes back in and goes, and another thing. I loved that analogy. So I want to take some time to acknowledge this community because you have had that type of experience for a few years now where you've had and another thing experiences that just came out of the blue, and some of those experiences were disappointing and confusing and upsetting. When I first came on board as your interim minister 18 months ago, this community was divided. And you sure as heck weren't sure who I was or if you even had faith in me or trust that I was going to see this through. Therefore, I want to acknowledge the profound work that many of you did with Reverend Phil as you went through the process of his 6-month healing workshops. That, my friends, took a lot of courage. It took a lot of bravery. And look how far this community has come. It is a spiritual home. It has been said by the Buddhists that when the Buddha comes again, he will arrive not as a person, but as a community, working together as one. So I guess you can say the Buddha has arrived here at Unity of Santa Barbara, for we have certainly been working as a loving and peaceful community. Today my heart is full. I am thankful for everybody who serves this church so lovingly, with so much dedication to this church home and to each other. You have become a symphony of unity principles in practice. For as you know, unity is not a religion, it is a practice. Many of you who have been parents or are parents of younger children, you know that when your child is playing a musical instrument that is rented from the school instead of owned by you, there is this big decision by the end of the school year. Do you pay rental fees throughout the summer break, or do you return the instrument? Paying rental fees for the summer means that the instrument should be practiced on hot summer days, every day if possible, even during those beautiful sunsets. And there is knowledge that structure and practice and commitment are all good things for a young musician. On the other hand, there's the possibility of a few weeks without the squeaks and the squawks, without hearing some of the same fractured tune repeated over and over again. It means that summer is for swimming, for family vacations, flexible schedules, and yes, peace and quiet. Professional musicians like Woody and Noreen, as well as the garage band guys and the Christmas piano players, all seem to make their music effortless. But it took a lot of squeaky, squawky, off-key eardrum bruising moments to get to the degree of proficiency where suddenly they were making music. Music that brings ecstasy and enchantment to others. Music that brings life to the party. When it sounds good, it looks easy. But it took a lot of practice to get to that point of sounding good. So why is it that we will put up with some of the imperfections and disruptions of practice when it comes to learning to play a musical instrument, but we find it much harder to put up with the discord and differences that comes when we are engaged in practicing the greatest instrument that each one of us has given. We have been given a wonderful instrument. That instrument is called consciousness. All of us here on planet Earth are here to practice higher consciousness. And there is going to be some squeaky, squawky imperfections along the way. A congregation is best defined as a community of practice where we are fine-tuning our consciousness. A place where those who have chosen to come together and to learn these wonderful unity principles can sometimes hit flats and sharps and miss entrances, go off beat, even get completely lost for a while, yet still be a part of the church community's practice session. Isn't learning these principles like learning a musical instrument? Yes, and it does take continual, steady, lifelong practice. Life on planet Earth, my friends, as I've said before, it is a master class that takes great practice. Daily, sometimes hourly, with this instrument called consciousness. It's just like any musical instrument. Sometimes we have to block our ears. Sometimes we have to grit our teeth. And just like our kids practicing an instrument, we don't tell them how awful they are. We encourage them. We grin and we bear it. Why? Because we love them. I want each of you right now, take your hand at home and here in this place, pat yourselves on the back because you have become a great symphony of a most magnificent consciousness that I have had the immense privilege to be a part of. You have had to grit and bear it at times, but you made it through. You made it through to being a most remarkable community. Yes, the Buddha has arrived here at Unity of Santa Barbara. You have made Unity of Santa Barbara a most wonderful spiritual home. As I was writing today's lesson, I was trying to figure out what unity principle would be best to practice during this time in our history. And the answer came in the form of a statement that I heard from Byron Katie when she said, "Life is simple. Everything happens for you, not to you. Everything happens at exactly the right moment, neither too soon nor too late. You don't have to like it. It's just easier if you do." I love that statement. So let's unpack this statement unity style, shall we? Charles Fillmore said, "Unity metaphysics is the name we give our spiritual teachings, which contain these 5 essential ingredients. These 5 areas of knowledge. The first and foremost, there must be theology. Second, there must be cosmology." I used to say cosmetology until somebody corrected me and said, "No, that's the science of makeup. It's cosmology." Third, there must be psychology. Fourth, there must be mysticism. And finally, there must be science. Theology means about God. Cosmology means the theory of the origin of the universe. Psychology means about human nature. Mysticism means about mysteries. Science means about scientific facts. Don't you just love those definitions? So unity metaphysics usually incorporates those 5 ingredients. And since this is my last sermon, I would like to focus in on one ingredient that has served me very, very, very well. If you practice this one ingredient on a daily basis, you will notice life is simple and everything happens for you, not to you. Everything happens at exactly the right moment, neither too soon or too late. What is that one ingredient? Mysticism. A philosophy without mysticism is flat. It's like a cookie without sweetness or a stew without salt. So instead of complaining about the mysteries of life, we must be grateful for them. We must embrace them. For example, during my 18 months here, every once in a while I would be asked, why did this church go through so much heartache and division? And what is the answer? It's a mystery. Because nobody really knows. Besides, don't look back. You're not going that way. Why is there so much upheaval in this fine country of ours? Because of karma? No. What's the right answer? It's a mystery. We don't always know what the higher order to anything is. Your physical mind cannot conceive what the higher mind is divinely orchestrating. Why are we going through this pandemic or hurricanes or fires here in California? We don't know. It's a mystery. Absolutely. And that is why Charles Fillmore included mysticism in the definition of unity metaphysics. We must embrace the mystery of life's circumstances. So what does that mean, and how do we put it into our spiritual practice? As a community, how do we take this in as a spiritual practice? It means to stay in higher mind where there is only a deep and abiding respect for the outworking of miracles. No matter what the situation might look like, higher mind is orchestrating miraculous things 24 hours a day, and it is staying in the zone. Higher mind, it's staying in the zone where miracles manifest out of seemingly impossible events. My friends, I have been in the business of miracles for 37 years now. I have seen miracles happen to people and situations in outstanding and most profound ways. Don't let anyone tell you that miracles don't exist, because they do. However, you cannot be attached to what miracles look like. That is part of the mystery. So here is a key. You can't attach meaning, and you can't attach definition to anything. What if you were just neutral? What if you were just neutral, without judgment, and you trusted in the mystery of higher mind? What if higher mind actually knows what it's doing? And what if we just trusted that the universe will bring you exactly what you need when you need it? So the first step is to honestly admit that the universe does not fit into our explanations or play by our rules. Take that and just drink that one in for a moment. Just admit that the universe does not always fit our explanation or play by our rules. If the universe always played by our rules, this would be a very boring place to live. However, if you trust the mystery, the universe will always deliver something greater than what you originally wanted, greater than what you could have ever imagined. And you will see that there are no accidents in timing. It's all an orchestration, a beautiful symphony. But listen carefully. Some of you at home, you might want to scoot yourselves to the edge of your seat and listen really carefully. Where we get in trouble is when we trust more in our own doubts and fears. As the Course in Miracles says, and I try to take this one in. This is a big one for me every once in a while. The presence of fear is a sure sign that you're trusting only in your own strength. And I don't know if you have noticed, but there are parts of this world that will offer many things to be fearful about. Do you wish to remain in a negative world? Then don't reinforce the negativity. It's as simple as that. Therefore, let the universe be in charge. And if you embrace the mystery and live in the miraculous zone, you will start to see that everything works together for good. When you embrace the mystery, you will see that there is perfection. There are no mistakes. But here's the deal. There is an organizing principle and intelligence that supports all things. So it's up to you and me to allow Spirit to perform its magic. Surrender into the mystery. So today, you're going to be embracing the next steps of your mystery. You are stepping into a fabulous new adventure with Reverend Heidi, starting this week from what I hear. And I am off to my next adventure, bringing keto products to market. It's all in the mix, baking mixes, something that I'm very excited about. My friends, today my heart is full. And I want to thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey. Thank you for being such great Unity students. There is nothing more rewarding than to work with people that take these principles and really work them in their lives. Thank you for that. Thank you for making this place a spiritual home once again. Thank you for contributing to my life in a most extraordinary way. I have made some incredible friends here. You have been so very supportive of me, and I can't thank you enough for that. God bless you, each and every one of you. May the kindness and generosity that you have shown me return to you multiplied. So all of us as a group soul are stepping forward into our next phase of growth with our heads held high. After we hear our beautiful song from Woody, I'm going to ask each of you for your sacred service. I'm going to ask you to join me in blessing this church home, as well as your own individual homes. And the blessing that I'm using is a blessing that came from Charles Fillmore to bless a church or a dwelling, and it was written in 1929. I had to adapt it slightly to fit today's language, such as when he says, "All who enter here are gay." Gay has a different meaning then than it does now. So here at Unity of Santa Barbara, we love, we accept all people, all lifestyles. But if I were to say that one phrase during our meditation, some of you might look at me in bewilderment. Now, as a group consciousness, I want each of you also to not only bless your individual homes and our church home, but the home we call America and the home that we also call planet Earth. So in a moment, we're going to hear Woody, and then we're going to come back together and do a special blessing on our church home. I want each of you now to just take a moment and let's call forth a column of light from the highest of the heavens to the middle of the earth that surround, fill, and protect this church our individual homes, our nation, and planet Earth. We just plant a light column from the highest of the heavens to the middle of the earth that surround, fill, and protect each of our dwellings. And we are here to consecrate this church to God, the good, omnipotent. We are here to consecrate this dwelling, each of our individual homes, and the United States to God, the good, omnipotent. Each room in this church, each room in our homes, shall henceforth be sacred, and all of its occupants will feel God's holy presence. No negativity can enter here. There is no negativity in God. Only God, the good, dwells here. Whoever enters here in this church and in our own individual homes will be conscious of the one divine presence of good. There is only divine intelligence here. Whoever enters into this church and our homes will be conscious of the pure, holy wisdom of God. No untrue energy can enter here. There is no dishonesty, there is no deception, no envy, no jealousy, no selfishness, no gossip here. Every untrue thought is cast out. Whoever enters into this church and our homes here will be conscious of the truth of a loving universe. No thought of victimhood can enter here. All weakness, all victimhood are cast out. All who enter into this church and our homes will be empowered by their own God-given strength. Whoever enters into this church and our own individual homes will be conscious of plenty, prosperity, and magnificence. And they will feel the ever-increasing rich harvest of God's bounty in each of their lives. All dysfunction, fear, doubt, and irrational beliefs are cast out. God is here, and God is security and confidence. whoever enters into this church and into our own homes will be conscious of God's safekeeping and well-being. This church and our homes are radiant with joy. No thought of anguish or misery can enter here. All depression is cast out. The joy of the Lord is here in this holy place and in each of our homes. Whoever enters into this church and our own individual homes will be conscious of the presence of radiant joy, elation, and delight. For only love dwells here. This church, your homes, are filled with the presence of love. God is love. God is here. All anger, hatred, or vengeance are cast out. For whoever enters here will be conscious of the pure, the holy presence of love. All who enter here will be awakened by love. We are thankful to you, dear universe, that this church is filled with your presence. Our homes are filled with your presence. And we are thankful that we live in your life, your truth, your health, your prosperity, your peace, your wisdom, your joy, your love. We are thankful that all who enter into this church home and all of our homes will be conscious of this, will be conscious of your holy presence. We take a moment to just bless each other's homes. Just send a blessing to everyone who's listening to this right now. As each person is blessing their own homes, we now magnify that blessing by just sending a blessing. And we bless this church home. And we are so grateful for this. We do give thanks. And so it is. Amen.
now let us say our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you all and have a wonderful week.